Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Lunje Foundation. We're back for another season of Comfort Zones. And today we're joined by two of my amazing friends. I'm so happy to have them here. Kiara and Lindelwa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So we're going to kick off today's episode with a little bit of just shaking things up. We're going to do a quick icebreaker, 60 seconds, top of your head, don't think about it too much. And it's going to be a who's most likely to. So,
Okay.
So it's going to be super fun. Just give it your first, go with your gut, the first answer that comes to your mind. And then I'm going to throw out the questions in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so who's most likely to forget their own birthday?
Oh. Kiara.
Kiara. Do you think so,
she's
Kiara?
very relaxed, so
Yeah,
I think she's so chilled, she's most likely to forget. I'm very dramatic. I'm here.
Remembering it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Do
Kiara,
you think so,
sorry.
Kiara?
Yeah. I don't know. Out of the three of us or out of two of us?
No, just the two.
The two of us.
You're too relaxed, ma'am.
Yeah, maybe it would be me actually.
Wow, okay. And who's most likely to spend all their money on food? If they got paid and they're I'm just spending it on food.
Oh.
Chicken wings, yes.
And,
I don't mind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, chicken wings,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
and for me, popcorn. I love popcorn. I'd always.
Oh.
So the both of us.
So the both of us,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, good question. Good answer. Sorry. Who's most likely to get lost in a new city and then turn it into an adventure, a sort of a maze, find your way around?
Definitely
None of
Lindelwa.
I would say none of us. I would panic.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
I
like
panic.
being in unfamiliar territory. Gotta
I
know my
thought
way
so
around.
too. I thought so too.
Yeah.
I was maybe I don't know out of the two of you, but I was they're very cautious people. They'll need to know their way around.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's most likely to start a dance battle? Open the circle kind of vibe.
I can't dance now, but if I'm pumped up enough,
Yeah.
why not?
Then it's you.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Okay. Well, Kiara, at a party that we went to, she had some pretty good moves. Okay. So,
Yeah. I'm sure I wasn't even.
You there opening the circle, girl.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
And then our last question for the icebreaker is this is not a who's most likely to, but it's sort of just a question. What are your comfort shows? Or if you're into books, what's your comfort book? Or if you're into music, what's your comfort song?
Oh.
You
Oh.
okay? Shows. I had a lot of shows. I just watch and forget the name, forget the characters, forget the everything. But songs. Yeah, I'm a big song listener. So maybe 2019 Maverick City, the first album.
Yeah.
That's my comfort music.
Okay.
I think for me, it's not really shows, but I find comfort in movies. I love watching movies. Specifically, I can't pick one of my favorite. There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
But I would choose a romance movie. If I just want some sort of
A rom-com.
yeah,
rom-com, yeah.
Just to
She's
feel
our
good.
rom-com girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are great answers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or maybe a cartoon movie, animation.
Animation.
Yeah, Secret Life of Pets. I like that one. Yeah, something very lighthearted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel
Okay.
they have nice messages as well. Those animated movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also just something nice to just it doesn't require so much thought. You can just watch it and you're just
Yeah.
lost in the show. See? Okay, good answers. Thanks, ladies. So we're gonna jump into
Girl.
We're gonna jump into the juicy questions, like the questions that everybody's sort of been asking and wondering about. But I want to know from you guys. You can pick whoever starts answering. But what would you personally describe your comfort to be like when it comes to your journey with your own body? Like, have you always felt comfortable? Did you get to a point where you were like, okay, I need to stop feeling like I'm not good enough, and then you just felt, or are you still on that journey? You don't have to necessarily have finished the journey. Are you still on that journey, and how is that looking like for you?
Oh, that's a good question. Because for me, I feel like it's an ongoing journey because you never stop growing, I guess, to some degree.
That's
So
true.
you're constantly having to adjust to how you look because one day you feel pretty, another day you don't. But for me, it's been like an ongoing journey. I think I've come to accept that. You know what, girl? You look good,
Yeah.
And what helped me with this was a lot of scripture. Because guys, if you try to convince yourself with your own brain, at some point you're gonna go into a hole and never come out,
Exactly.
So just building my identity in Christ and getting to know who I am in him and what he says about me. So that has helped me to become more confident in who I am, how I look, and also I don't know if I'm rushing or whatever, but like I dress my body, okay? Like when I want to feel good, I dress my body, and that really helps me to feel good about myself. Because they do say if you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
So it's been an ongoing journey every day, having to wake up and be like, you know what, this is the body that God gave me, and it does what it's supposed to do. And I'm grateful for that. So, yeah.
And this, like you said, you found a lot of your identity of like your body and who God says you are. Was this something that your mother taught you when you were growing up, or you sort of it became something that you found as you were growing older, or was it something that was kind of instilled in you as a child of like God made you this way and you should
I would say a bit of both. Because yes, she has been encouraging me that, girl, you look good, made in God's image, but at some point in your teen years, when things are growing out of proportion or not at the same time or whatever the case is, it's easy to compare yourself to someone else.
That's true.
Forgetting that they're in their own race, you in your own race. So I would say both. I had to come to that knowledge by myself, like try to open the scriptures and convince myself, because sometimes I'd think that, mom, I'm your child, of course you think I'm pretty, but like when you look at the scriptures and you realize that what she's saying is true. I look at myself in the mirror now and I'm just like, gorgeous girl.
Got it down,
So I'd say both.
Okay, that's a good answer. And Kiara, is it the same for you, or is it a bit different?
So for me, I would say comfort for me has always felt like whenever I'm happiest, when I feel like I'm not going to question whether I'm beautiful or whether I'm confident that day. And then, I think in terms of who had that influence, I think it was more, I don't know, like maybe also the experiences I've gone through that have led to that kind of realization that there is a point where you feel your best, and then that is when you're comfortable. I think, but then definitely, family and friends play a role in that confidence. Like,
that's true.
Comfort, like someone just saying, oh, you look amazing today, or, just acknowledging that it boosts your confidence and your comfort. So I think that's a powerful thing as well. Yeah.
Sure. So like you're saying that as communities, we have a role to play in how we sort of help someone on that journey. Sure, that's beautiful. So that sort of answered the next question. So I'll just jump into like what that question, like to just elaborate on that question. This idea of the role of society and social media in particular. We're in an age where people literally, they look the same, they sound the same, they talk the same, everything is the same. And it's because social media, well, in my opinion, and I know it's different for a lot of people, it's pushed this idea that we should all fit into one box of beauty.
Yeah.
But what was some of the things that you would maybe want young girls or young women who like rely heavily on trends on social media or the latest algorithm or whatever? What's something that you wish they could unlearn about what social media tries to feed them all the time and sort of create a unique identity around themselves?
Do you want to take that one first?
It's quite a dense question. So for me, if I had to describe like personally how I view social media's influence, I'd say it's a bit of both. It's good and it has its bad sides as well. Like, I remember when like going through my body image journey, there was a point where I actually, because no one really talks about it necessarily in person, you could always rely on something, a video or something to watch online that talks to that topic. And you try and find something that's not going to harm your thoughts on it, so not make you feel worse. But yeah, so finding videos that help you in understanding, you know, where you are at the moment, but then where you could go, depending on if you want, you know, things to be different or just to make yourself feel better in where you are now, you know. But definitely there is the con of it being, you know, like there's this cookie cut sort of pressure, you know, that like that comes with social media. And especially now, like influencers are all the rage and they've portrayed a specific lifestyle, you know, which now you're comparing to and you're like, when will I get there? But it's about, I think that key point is about being comfortable. Like who says when you reach that point you're actually going to be happy? So I think that's a key thing, I think.
Who says when you actually reach that point?
I heard that too. I was like, that's deep. That's deep.
That is so true. Who said that? Who put that out there?
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
sure. And then Della, do you feel the same? Because I know you're not like you're not big on social media. I know because you limit your platform. So I was also wondering, is that because of that, or is it a completely different reason?
Yeah, a bit of it is because of that, because I'm an overthinker, so I know if I see something that I really want, now I'm gonna start putting unnecessary pressure on myself, forgetting that excuse me, that I'm in my own lane. Other people are also in their own lanes, you know.
Exactly.
And my body is my body. It's not our body. It's my body, you know, that I have to grow into. But I agree with Kiara when she says there are pros and cons to social media. And it's up to you to have that discernment to be able to say, this I'll take, but that it's not for me, you know. And one thing I'd like girls and women in general to take note of and to know is that you can handle the body you have, you know. You have to respect the body that you have. You have to take care of the body of the body. You have to take care of the body that you have, you know. It's not just this thing that just helps you function right now. It does all the things, you know. Like it's something that's sacred that needs to be taken care of, you know. And when we look at it as something that's sacred to us personally, then we start to have respect for it, and then we start and value for it, and then we start to respect it and treat it the way we'd like to be treated, you know. So then there's no need for you to compare yourself to another person to another person, because you're holding your body to a high standard. You're holding it as something that's valuable,
And
so
it's getting you through life.
yeah, and it's getting you, like, guys, our bodies do so much for us, and we just we
You just
continue business as usual.
Yeah.
Our bodies literally take us through every single day.
Yeah.
They hold our emotions. I was
Mm.
thinking the other day that sometimes our brains might not react, but our bodies communicate with us. They react for us when our brains are just like, this one I can't handle. So they communicate with us. So it's important for us to listen and value our bodies as women. Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure. I think you touched on the previous episode that we had with Simo, where she spoke about her body being this vessel and this, like a vessel that carries her through life. And she was like, once she started thinking that way, everything changed, because she was like, my body does so much for me. And then I turn around and I'm like, oh no, but you're not doing well enough. And it's like, what more do you need me to do, but then if we go to the topic of puberty, and we begin to talk about how our bodies, like me personally, I think the body of a woman is the most sacred and the most magical thing in the entire world. The fact that you can carry life, right? Like, you can carry life, and we're such these complex things, but it all starts when puberty begins. And there's a lot of misconceptions around puberty. Girls start to see changes in the shape of their body, and they start saying, oh, what's going on? What's wrong with me? So do you think that we need to shift the conversations around puberty with girls to become a little bit more open about those conversations? I know a lot of the girls who are going to watch this podcast may say, this is the first time somebody's spoken so openly about their journey with their body. And so do you think that as society, we need to start thinking about those conversations differently?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're already starting to become more open about puberty, what happens, what doesn't happen, And also, I know as a teenager, it's really hard to accept that, why are my boobs smaller than my friends' boobs? Or little comparisons like that, or even might be big in our brains at that time. It's just like, everyone's growing at a different rate as well. So, and also your genes are different, guys. You've got different parents. You've got different everything.
Exactly.
So I think, as a society, we can push it a step further to become more open. But I'm glad that conversations like these are taking place. And in a teenage brain, it's a lot to handle. And I think it's really awesome that we've got big sisters like us who are here to say, girl, if your boobs are still small, relax. Everything exactly. Everything will be in proportion for your body. It's your body, not our body. So yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I would have to agree with what Linda said. Like, just I think it should be an open conversation, and it should be talked about freely, because everybody's actually dealing with it. Everybody's going through it, And I think also just with like a personal, experience I've had, like just, going through certain changes that happen, the idea of like acceptance as well, or like understanding, or just support from family and friends is also very like a big deal. I think it needs to be a much bigger common thing that happens, is that people provide support to the people that need it, in that time. And then it doesn't feel like it's something only happening to you. It's like, no, I've been through it, or, like, okay, yes, that means this, that kind of thing. Like, I actually got told, oh, wow, you're becoming a woman, like, when things, start to happen. So then it's like, it's not like a bad thing. It's just like, wow, something to be appreciated, actually. Yeah.
But like bouncing off of that, I think, like you had mentioned, Gabby, that sometimes it's the friends, it's the family that actually wound you to be like,
that's
yo, you becoming a woman.
Yeah.
Don't talk to boys.
Yes,
Never talk to
yes.
like they have, I don't know if it's a fear tactic or whatever the case is that we have in society, and it's still going on, that when you're growing as a woman, you shouldn't
Be free.
not really be free, because you must have boundaries.
True, yes.
You must have boundaries. You must respect yourself. Hey, ladies, let's respect ourselves. We're worth so much more than what society is telling us. We're worth. Hey now. Like I was saying, sometimes it's your family, friends, the people closest to you that might wound you by creating like fear tactics for you not to be free in your own body and to accept the changes and stuff like that. So I think it's important that conversations like these do happen between siblings, between parents and children, grandmothers, children, aunties, and their nieces, like I think it's important that the women in the family really come through and have these conversations with their daughters, with their nieces, with their granddaughters, because at the end of the day, to be a woman, I look up to you as an older woman on how I should act, on how I should treat myself, on how I should present myself to society, how I should speak, how I should walk. First pair of high heels. Who's teaching you how to wear high heels? So it's really important. Yeah, it's really, really important that we establish those relationships with the females in our families, and that we don't just leave it there. Even your friends, if I know something, I can come to you guys and be like, okay guys, so I learned this, maybe we should try it out, or like give each other like godly counsel on how to navigate body image in this world, with your friends as well, with your girlfriends. Go for a cup of coffee and have these conversations, because in the end, I think you'd learn much more from your friend than maybe you would from a parent or whatever the case is. So, yeah,
definitely.
Sure. I think, you guys have given us so much good information, and this is just like, the top of the cake. But I think when I listen to what you're saying about our impact as, women, I think we underestimate actually how influential we are to the younger generation. I have a younger sister, and some of the things that I do that are sort of considered womanly, I take them for granted. Like if I'm wearing a pair of heels, for example, like what you were saying, and she's not at that stage yet where she can be wearing and she looks at me and she's like, to her, she's seeing somebody that she wants to become one day. But to me, it's just like, I'm just wearing a pair of heels and that's that.
Yeah.
So it's that that conversation that we need to have and take it more seriously. It's like everything that we do as older generations is gonna impact the younger generations. And that's why I'm so happy that we're sort of woke in the sense that we are we're
someone's
starting
always
to
watching.
Right? Yes.
Someone's always watching. Yeah.
Sure.
That's why I was saying that it's important that we respect ourselves, because someone's watching you hold yourself to a high standard. Someone's watching you honor yourself, and it's inspiring for someone else to see that. Yeah.
Sure. And then, like, were there any tools that you used? I know, Lindelwa, you spoke mostly that scripture was your tool that helped you navigate your body image. But were there other tools perhaps that you used? Maybe it was counseling, or perhaps it was a book that you read, or some webinar or lecture or whatever that helped you really start to revolutionize this way of thinking?
Ooh. Yeah, webinars, girl. But I think it's the type of woman that maybe I follow on social media as well. Like your Jackie Hill Perry's, your Mpumi Ledwabas. You know, like women who are really like holding themselves, who are really making something out of themselves, you know, people who inspire me like that.
Sure.
So yeah, it's also like seeing women who have maybe like the same body type as me, but they look so good. So if I see them looking good, then I know I can look good, you know, type of thing. Because I know there's different like body types and all of that, but there's someone who has a similar body type to you. I'm telling you now, you just need to find that person.
You just need to find
but
them.
once you and once you find that person, then it's so much easier to accept yourself, because you're looking at them and how they dress, how they look, how they walk, how they talk, how they hold themselves, and you just like, if they can do that, I surely can do that.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, another thing, it might not be a webinar or whatever, was finding my style. Guys, I love fashion. I love dressing up. So for me, finding my style and finding how things like clothing items that sit well on my body, really, it was like a boost to be like, you can skirt, you can sit like this. Wow, you know, type of thing. So I encourage like young ladies, women, discover your style, guys. If you feel like formal today, try out that formal. If you feel like street casual, wear that street casual outfit. You know, like try to discover your personality in the clothes you wear. It really like boosts your confidence. Like I can't explain how much it does that to me. Yeah.
Wow. I love that point, actually. I never thought about it that way, that clothing can actually be a tool that you use to mobilize how you see your body. Wow. And Kiara, do you resonate, or do you share like a different sentiment?
You know, it's pretty similar, but I would say sort of different, like different people that I've kind of seen. Like I said earlier, you know, you go to a video and you kind of thinking it's on the same line as how you're feeling. I remember when I decided like I wasn't happy with my body type, sort of, then it was, and it's been like a, you know, a recent journey. It's not like anything that's major, but it's, and it, like Linda said earlier, it goes on and off, you know, you have your days. But but it's been, so what I found, I stumbled on this video of a YouTuber that had videos on body positivity. And you know, and just to go back to, like, I still see her like pop up every so often of like, obviously I don't watch the videos as often, but just to see how much she's also changed since I watched that, like since I started watching the videos. You know, from watching her videos, her name's Nabila, and she does these whole like lifestyle kind of videos, but it turned, one of her like sort of playlists, I guess, were body conscious, you know. And then just to see like the type of things that have happened throughout the years since then, she's looking amazing, you know, and just, it shows you how, like, you know, her, she looks amazing, and I mean, she has such a beautiful family. So I feel like that's just something really interesting to see. Like, you know, at that point she was probably, her videos were exactly what you were going through, and now she's gone and changed some things and made herself feel more comfortable and more happy. So I think that was a big influence for me as a tool. And then I think in terms of clothing, the funny thing is I resonate to feeling I think clothes definitely have an impact on how you feel.
Yeah.
Especially like when, I don't know, I feel amazing when you have to like dress up.
Yeah.
You put so much
mascara on.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you really feel like, okay, to like you've put that time and effort and you've just accentuated the things that are beautiful, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And but yes, I think there was a point where I think when you feel comfortable and happy is definitely where you feel like, for me anyway, personally, I felt like I could wear anything when I felt happy and comfortable.
Yeah.
Sure.
Versus like when you don't, like you still feel like, oh, this doesn't sit right. This doesn't look
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's definitely a big, like the comfort and the feeling of being confident and happy plays a big role in how you kind of view your body image. Yeah.
Oh, ladies, I wish I could continue with this conversation forever. Like it's so beautiful for me engaging with the conversation. And I hope that the audience feels the same way. But we do have to ask our final question. And I'm going to remix it a little bit. And instead of asking what piece of advice you've received from a woman that is either your inspiration or your mentor, I would like you to be that mentor for the rest of the audience, people watching, and give us one piece of advice, or even if you're not big on giving advice, maybe one little nugget that you really want the audience to go away with after listening to this. Something that you really wish that, it can be your legacy. I mean, if I can put it that way, what would that one thing be?
Yeah, that's a big one. I'll go. I love that though. I think that's important that, someone can take something away from it. I think for me, something I've noticed is that, I kind of have a story behind this, but there was this time where we were in an airport and a family member noticed somebody and said, like, they were just like in awe of this person. And this person, like, I guess, in maybe in like back then and a few years ago, it was considered an insecurity or something that's not beautiful. But this person had a birthmark like along their face. But this family member was just in awe of how beautiful this person is. And like it's just like this pure moment of acknowledging someone's beauty and not being like funny about it, and then also something I had said was, oh, you should have gone and said like to this woman, like, you look amazing, you look beautiful. And then I think the sad comment that was back was that I got back was, what if they take it the wrong way, like they think it's like a sarcastic comment. I think that's what I would want to share, is that when someone gives you that compliment, try not to think too much about whether it's genuine or honest. Just take it and take it as if it is genuine and honest. And I mean, why would someone go up to you and tell you that if it's not true? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think don't take anything like as if it's being a negative. Everything that is said, is a positive. It has a positive thing, and you shouldn't think it's sarcastic. Take it and feel good from it. Like have that, make your day. And
I love
Learn to
that.
take the compliment.
yes, take the compliment.
Yeah. Wow.
Which I think, if I could just chip in, if I can just chip in, I think it's so hard for, like, especially women to take compliments because you always think there's something that's not good enough yet, So I think that's thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's very beautiful.
Cool.
Wow. I need to learn how to take the compliment.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not. What piece of advice I'd like to give is that be conscious that everyone wants to change something about themselves. Like, for example, we were having a conversation at school and we were like, no, some of us want to gain weight, some of us want to lose weight, some of us want to change this, some of us want to change that. Like everyone wants to change something about themselves. So if you want to change something about yourself, don't feel guilty about it as well. Because I feel like sometimes we can be like, oh no, but I'm supposed to be accepting this body I'm in. Like,
I get that.
But if you want to change something about yourself, guys, I do what makes you happy. Do what's gonna make you feel good. Do what's gonna make you respect yourself. Do what's gonna make you honor your body for what it does. But in that doing, don't harm it. That it now becomes a health hazard. And be careful of those, everyone. So yeah, everyone wants to change something about themselves, but at the end of the day, I don't think God makes bloopers or mistakes or whatever the case is. Your body, God doesn't make bloopers, guys. You're exactly the way you are for the purpose He's intended you to do, So embrace that and find ways to accept that. And also don't let social media and what other people are thinking and other people's thoughts and AI's thoughts and whatever the case is, because now we talk to AI like it's our friend. Anyway, like what those people and those things say, don't take it to your head too much. Don't accept it as the truth, because don't take it as the gospel. Like, if they said I'm ugly, if they said I have a banana head, it's true. I have a banana head. Oh no, So don't take it as the gospel. It's not true, guys. Accept your body for what it is, and
and love your body.
Love, like it does so much to you, guys.
Sure.
Like, just embrace it, love it, take care of it, because it will in return take care of you. You don't want to be in old age and you're having all these things because you didn't take care of your body. Everyone, be healthy. Health starts from a young age, guys.
Very true.
So
There's actually sorry, there's another thing that I just remembered. My brother actually once said that it was so beautiful, actually. Like how people are so conscious about aging and all of this, and your body changes when
every serum in the world.
And then and then there's always like people who like doing Botox because they want to avoid all these wrinkles and stuff. But then this comment was made where, and I just thought it was something so beautiful actually, is like those lines or spots or whatever, they actually show you the kind of the journey you've been through and the experiences you've had, and whether you were happy. Like if you have these like these lines by your eyes, it means you were smiling the whole time you were living, So I thought that was really beautiful. Those kinds of changes show that you've lived life.
That's so true. Because I also remember I was listening to Bumi Ledwaba's podcast, and she was mentioning how she loves the idea of aging, guys. Like she can't wait to grow old. And I was like, wow, I've never heard that before. Everyone wants to stay young and fresh. You won't be 16 forever. You can be 16 now, but you won't be 16 forever. And it's supposed to happen. It happens for a reason. So it's that acceptance and allowing time to do its thing and allowing yourself to go through the journey.
I don't want to end this podcast. But it's so true. Like our bodies, I think about it in the sense of a book, and our bodies are this ever constant story. Like what you said, Kiara, like the wrinkles on your face is every smile you've ever smiled, every tear you've ever shed. Like that's a story in itself. And the sooner you can sort of recognize that and take that all in, the happier I think you'll be. And this is the only body that you'll ever have. So
it's the only one.
It's the only one, until until we are made new when Christ comes. But right now on this earth, we are supposed to love this body, respect it, and, you know, show it all the love we possibly can.
All the love,
But also, speaking about love, I love these beautiful ladies. Thank you so
Love you,
much.
love you too.
Thank you so much for being a part of my, well, not my, but our podcast, because I feel like it's a shared experience. This podcast is for everyone. It's not just one person. So thank you so much for being a part of it. And to our audience, we hope that you enjoyed this podcast and that you learned a lot like I did. I learned so much. It's actually quite funny. Like, you spend so much time with people, but every time that you guys have a conversation, you learn something new every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you never stop learning. So I'm always learning from these ladies, and I'm so grateful for that. And yes, we'll see you guys on the next episode, to our audience. And thank you so much, ladies, once again for joining me.
Thank you.